morning. I am out on a morning ride for a change. New year, new me, I guess. Just kidding. Wish you guys a very happy new year. Hope you had a wonderful start. If you've been seeing my older videos, I've been riding a mysterious bike, which some of you have been curious to know what. So let's discuss all about that in today's video. And not just that, one of you wrote to me something about buying a used road bike. So I ended up writing a long email, and I thought, why not turn that into a video? So let's talk about that in today's video as well. So I'm just gonna go grab some breakfast, and then I'll show you the mystery bike. So this is my new bike. The gentleman whom I bought it from customized this. The frame is actually made by an obsolete Italian brand called Saab. There is very little information about this on the internet. This is made in Italy, and this is 7000 series aluminium. So this is really thin, lightweight, yet strong. So it has a carbon rear triangle and has a Fuji carbon fork, carbon stem, carbon seat post, DT Swiss wheels, Tiagra 4600 10-speed group set, has Shimano Holotech bottom bracket, Tiagra 3x crank, which is pretty old, and Ultegra rear and front derailleurs. Let me tell you the story about why and how I got this. So in the last 6 months or so, I have sold 2 of my road bikes due to various reasons. The first one was a Triban 3. I sold it because of the geometry issue. It was way too racy and way too tight for me, and I was not particularly comfortable about it. You can watch the video about it here. After that, I ended up buying a Bianchi Via Neurone 7, which was great. In fact, the fit was so nice that I really enjoyed riding it. But it had one problem. That was the group set. It had semi-compact crankset, and it did not have a lot of climbing gears, which made it very difficult for me to climb hills. And I am not particularly a very powerful person. I usually prefer compact crankset like 50, 34 and 30 if there's a third chain ring. That thing had a 52, 36 and a 30 if I'm not wrong, and had an 8-speed cassette which was only 25 to 13. Looked like it was built for speed, and in fact the gear range was also very limited. So I decided to actually upgrade it and eventually buy a group set and upgrade it to something better. If I have to upgrade again, it costs money. The very point of me buying a used road bike was to cut costs. So then I came across this bike. This was just 2 kilometers away from my house, and when I saw the ad, I thought I'll buy this bike because I hadn't heard anything about this brand, but it had good components. So I thought I'll swap all the components to the Bianchi. Then I saw the bike. I was really surprised when I looked at it closely that this was such a high quality bike. So I bought it home. I honestly don't have space for 2 road bikes. For a week I was in this contemplation which one to keep, whether to keep the Bianchi or whether to keep this. So for a week I extensively rode both of them side by side, and then I kind of liked this bike because it rides so much like the Bianchi. And in fact, after I bought this, I realized that swapping the parts wasn't that easy. I mean, I had to hire an experienced mechanic, and that would again cost me quite a lot of money. So it was heart over mind decision. My heart wanted the Bianchi, but my mind says this thing. So end of the story, I ended up selling the Bianchi. It got sold in like one day. That's the story of how I got this bike, and also that's the story of how you should never buy a used road bike. If you are on a lookout for a used road bike, here are certain things you have to know to not make the same mistakes that I did. So I am no expert in all this, but with some of the mistakes that I've done, these are the points that I think you should know. I am talking mostly about road bikes, but the same points can be applied to hybrids or MTBs. to a certain extent. So point number one is, when you look at a deal, first find out what size the frame is. A quick Google search will tell you whether that size is compatible with your height or not. Check what kind of geometry it is. Road bikes come in various different geometries. To explain to you briefly, some of the geometries are very committed or back-breaking to normal people like us. You have to bend down, fold your body into half to reach the handlebars. That is all good if you're racing. But if you want to do some recreational riding or long distance riding, you would want your back to be fairly upright, and you should be also able to reach the drops without really flexing too much. That's when you should be looking at something that is more oriented towards endurance geometry, something that has a taller head tube and a slanted top tube. That will give you that kind of a posture. So all of these details, you can find it in most of the manufacturers' websites. So once all of this is sorted, nothing beats taking a test ride. In fact, that's one of the mistakes that I did. Out of the 2 bikes that I sold, 1 bike I did not take a test ride. Had I taken a test ride, I would have known certain gearing issues that I would encounter just a few weeks or months later. Second thing, look out for what type of group set it comes with and what kind of gearings does the bike offer. What you should be looking for are more easier gears, more climbing gears, bigger teeth at the rear cassette and smaller teeth count in the front chainring. So again, a quick Google search will give you an idea about whether the gearing is oriented towards easy gears or whether it is oriented more towards speed and power, performance and all of that. Third thing, check out for wear and tear in the bike, especially if it has carbon components. Even if there is a hairline crack anywhere, it can turn out to be extremely dangerous because carbon can fail unexpectedly if it has been compromised. Look out for wear and tear of the components, especially the chain. So there is this thing called as the chain wear indicator. You can buy that and take it along with you. You can check the condition of the chain. Condition of the chain tells you a lot of things about the drivetrain. If the chain has been worn out and the owner of the bike has been riding it just like that, it implies that you will have to change the cassette, and you could also probably have to change the crankset, which can turn out to be very expensive later. So that little tool will actually help you in making this decision, and accordingly you can do some sort of negotiations. Lastly, check out for the tire clearance for that frame. You should be able to put slightly bigger tires like 28C, 30C or 32. Bigger tires offer a much better riding comfort. Well, that's all I had to share with you guys today. If you guys have any other tips, you can leave it in the comment section and we will discuss. And also let me know what you think of my new bike. I plan to keep it for really long, hopefully. So do subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one.